Okay, so EXS24 has been finally reworked into the brand new multi-sampler, which is incredible. And for people that are looking to really easily sidechain, I thought I would do a quick tutorial on how to get that up and running with the sampler without having to like duplicate a track and duplicate the pattern and solo the kick in here, or whatever dumb stuff hacks people do. There's a way to do this with samplers multi-output. So first, let's listen real quick. Simple pattern here. This is a loop from something I'm working on elsewhere. And I want these tracks to really pump when the kick comes in, but I don't want them to, I don't want to sidechain the entire drum track. That would sound awful. So let's say this kit, for instance, is you've just done the chromatic map. I've already done that, so we're going to come in here. And here's what you would have once you've messed around with your pattern and where you want all the drums to be. So we've got one group by default. The way we're going to isolate our kick to sidechain it, this is a multi-step process here. So step one, we're going to make this a multi-output insert. So it'll reload. Now we want to isolate the kick into its own group. Call this kick, and we'll just call this main. And then what we can do is we can click and drag this into its own group. So now if we play, everything should come out as normal. So no changes yet, but we've changed the groups here. And then the last step is we want the kick to have its own output. So now we've changed the routing. So now what this gives us access to is down here in the mixer, this plus minus thing appears. And now we get access to the new output. And we'll have to remix the kick in. We can do that to taste. And then we can actually, we can create a track, we can send it up here. I'm just gonna put my, just for fun. And then we'll rename this kick. So now we can actually solo the kick, which is cool. And we don't have to mess around with the pattern at all here. We can keep the same pattern. There's only one sampler instrument, and it has its own output. So now all we have to do is bring on the sidechain. Oh wait, no, I skipped a step. We actually need to give this a bus send. So I don't know, some people like to use a specific bus or whatever. So we want to send the kick in full. Now the problem, it is being heard twice. It's coming out of this track, it's also coming out of the bus and going twice into the master. So we just want to take that away. And now this bus is listening, but it's not sending to master. So now we have our sidechain that we can use. So we can come in here, and I think we gave it bus 2. And you can mess with that to taste. I'll copy it onto the other one here. And now we should have a nice pumping effect. So this is with, and this is without. Cool. So that's there's a lot of steps here, but basically to sum it up, you want to make sure your sampler is in multi-output, and then you want to make sure that your kick has its own output and everything else goes to your mains. You can do some crazy stuff too if you want to mix in like I don't know, if you want to put like all of your tops, your hi-hats, your rides in their own group, and then you give them their own output. You can show them down here, you can put it up here, you can do your automation or whatever, and then you can mix all of them to different levels and then do whatever crazy sidechains you want. So yeah, that's how you do sidechain within multi-sampler. Hope that is helpful.